The stage is set for a culinary clash of the titans. On one side, the grandmasters, poised and ready. On the other, the young challengers, buzzing with a fiery energy, even roaring. Time to take them down. One of them, a young chef named Ran Shao, has his eyes on a single prize, a showdown with the master he respects most. But just as he was about to make his move, another challenger swooped in and picked his target first. Visibly disappointed, Ran Shao quickly regrouped, waiting for his next shot. Meanwhile, another challenger, Su Qiji, was also desperate to be picked, but his attempts kept falling flat. He joked that the masters must be terrified of him. Finally, Michelin-starred Grandmaster Xiao Delong took the stage. Master Xiao is one of China's original Michelin chefs, a revered industry legend with over 40 years under his belt. He joined the show with a single hope: to pass down his decades of wisdom and the soul of Chinese cuisine to the next generation. But perhaps Master Xiao's aura was too intimidating. He called for a challenger several times and was met with dead silence. No one dared to step up. In that critical moment, Ran Shao stepped forward. He would challenge the legend himself. Ran Shao knew Master Xiao was his own mentor's mentor, a true master of masters. But he figured, if you are here to compete, you compete to win. The era of the young chefs, he declared, has dawned. Master Xiao applauded the young man's guts, but reminded him with a veteran's gravity: you have a chance to win, but a much bigger chance to lose. The air instantly crackled with a mix of high-stakes tension and playful rivalry. The challenge ingredient is revealed: pig brains from Chengdu, Sichuan. This is an unforgiving ingredient. One wrong move, and it's ruined by a heavy metallic tang. Even Master Xiao admitted that in all his years, he has found it incredibly difficult to handle. But Ran Shao was brimming with confidence. It took him just 20 seconds to map out his entire dish. As the clock started, the contrast was stark. Ran Shao, born in 02, versus the 61-year-old Master Xiao. A true battle of old school versus new school. Master Xiao's hands were steady as he prepped the brains, the mark of a seasoned pro. But Ran Shao took a hard left turn. He started mixing the brains with milk and egg whites, planning a savory brain custard. The move sent a shockwave through the observation deck. The other chefs were floored. This completely rewrote the rules for the ingredient. Ran Shao explained his philosophy. He wanted to shatter preconceptions. To him, the brain's texture is soft and clean, like tofu, giving it endless culinary possibilities. His vision used the brain as a substitute for tofu in a fusion dish, adding crispy fava beans for texture and layering it with mushrooms and crab meat for a vertical explosion of savory flavor. This daring approach, a hallmark of Western culinary thinking, refuses to be bound by an ingredient's traditional form. Master Xiao, however, stayed anchored in Chinese tradition, believing his duty was to honor the ingredient's authentic flavor. His first dish, pig brains in a savory brine. The most classic Chinese preparation, a flavor profile beloved by millions. To build complexity, he enhanced the traditional brine with chopped chilies, lobster oil, and Sichuan peppercorns, pairing it with sweet white asparagus to cut the richness. He plated with a modern, Western-style elegance. Ran Shao finished his first dish so quickly, he even had time to casually clean his station. The chefs watching from above were baffled, assuming he was only making one dish. But Master Xiao, calm and unhurried, picked up 2 cleavers and began his second course. His inspiration came from the classic Sichuan chicken tofu flour, planning a bird's nest and pork brain velout. Fei. He blended the pork brain with chicken stock and egg whites, steamed it into a silky custard, and served it with a rich chicken consomme fei and bird's nest, a masterclass in Chinese umami. Just when everyone thought Ran Shao was done, he started on his second dish. Spicy mala brain tempura. He used the brain as a filling, coated it in a mala-spiced tempura batter, and deep-fried it. one bite delivered the classic electrifying flavor of Sichuan. Two chefs, one blending tradition with innovation, the other deconstructing and rebuilding. Both delivered two spectacular, yet wildly different, takes on pig brains. At the tasting, Master Xiao presented a complex Chucho-style brined brain and a rich, delicate bird's nest and pork brain velout fei. The judges raved about his technique, noting the brains were impeccably clean, with no metallic aftertaste, perfectly preserving the ingredient's soul. Then came Ran Xiao's dishes, a texturally layered pork brain tofu, and a crispy, on the outside, tender, on the inside mala brain tempura. The judges were blown away by his ingenuity, praising the contrast of the silky mousse against the crunchy fava beans as a massive, delightful surprise. After a tense deliberation, the final vote was 2-1. The young challenger, Ran Xiao, had defeated the legendary Master Xiao on the back of his stunning vision. The judges explained, while Master Xiao's dishes were technically flawless, Ran Xiao's won on sheer audacity. The presentation, part parfait, part solid, required immense courage and skill. The clash of generations ended with a victory for the youth, proving the old adage, sometimes the wild card beats the master. Though he lost, Master Xiao said that seeing the drive and imagination of the new generation was like seeing a reflection of his younger self. Next up, Hong Kong-based French cuisine master Jackie Lung versus a young rising star from Malaysia known only as the Dark Horse. Master Lung pioneered Hong Kong's private kitchen scene after the legendary actor Leslie Chung encouraged him to open the city's first ever French private kitchen. To be a chef, he says, is his life's mission. His opponent, the Dark Horse, had already proven to be a formidable force. Facing a legend, he felt the pressure, but was burning with the will to win. Their challenge ingredient, milk skin from Xinjiang. It is a hyper-regional ingredient. Both chefs admitted they had never even seen it, completely stumped. Both were forced to search for information on their phones mid-competition. Master Lung discovered that in Xinjiang, milk skin is laid over roasting lamb to add a milky aroma. His plan? Fuse classic French technique with Xinjiang culture. A lamb loin stuffed with lamb kidney, wild mushrooms and fresh milk skin, then wrapped in a crust of dried milk skin and herbs. A French-style roast with the soul of Xinjiang. The Dark Horse, however, drew inspiration from his hometown Malaysian classic, fish head noodle soup. That dish uses evaporated milk for a richer broth. He decided to use the milk skin as a substitute. He created a fish mousse, stuffed it inside the milk skin, like Hakka stuffed tofu and pan, seared it. For his second component, he made a risotto, using the milk skin instead of CR fei mi fra fei che to add a creamy, milky body to the rice. Both chefs brilliantly integrated the foreign ingredient into their own culinary DNA. In the end, the Dark Horse, with his milk skin and fish risotto, defeated Master Lung 2-1. The verdict, while Master Lung's lamb was brilliant, the Dark Horse's risotto better showcased the milk skin's essence. Using it in place of cream, they noted, was a stroke of genius. With two grandmasters now eliminated, a heavy silence fell over the observation deck. The next match was a French cuisine civil war. Grandmaster Wang Bin, the father of Nordic cuisine in China, versus challenger Yang Yan Bin, nicknamed Xiao Hua, who had just won her last round with a French dish. The ingredient, Southern Anhui black pork. Master Wang Bin presented a French-style pork tower, a base of pork belly and liver fate fei, a middle layer of red wine, braised ribs, and a top of potato parfait, all drenched in a rich black truffle sauce, a multi-layered flavor bomb. But Xiaohua argued that such a heavy sauce would betray the pork's natural flavor, so she went in the opposite direction, making the pure taste of the pork the undisputed star. Her first dish, charcoal, grilled pork ribs, seasoned with a simple miso marinade to let the meat's natural aroma shine. A second, a French-style black pork roulade, paired with a bright, refreshing plum sauce. This French-on-French duel was less a battle of technique and more a clash of philosophies. In the end, Xiaohua's precise focus on the pork's essence earned her another 2-1 victory. The judges reasoned that while Master Wang's sauce was sublime, Xiaohua's ability to draw out such profound flavor with minimal seasoning showed an even higher level of mastery. With the challengers on a 3-win streak, the pressure on the Grandmaster team was crushing. The fourth duel, Sichuan Grandmaster Wang Qinru versus the Pride of Changsha. Master Wang is a designated inheritor of the culinary art of Fuchi Fepian, known by the fearsome nickname Wang Rocket, and the ingredient they drew impossibly was the tiny, fragrant sweet potato from Linan. A Sichuan master, a king of spice, forced to cook with sweet potatoes. The drama wrote itself. Master Wang decided on a dessert, sweet potato tang yuan, combining 2 nostalgic childhood flavors. The Pride of Changsha, however, rendered sweet potatoes with lard to create an innovative sweet potato oil, then used it to make a bowl of sweet potato noodles. The final vote was a shocking 3-0 sweep. The Pride of Changsha, with his wildly inventive bowl of sweet potato noodles, had claimed a landslide victory. The judges confessed they had never imagined sweet potatoes could be noodles, let alone explode with such intense pure flavor. The concept was off the charts. At this point, the challengers had a staggering 4-game winning streak. The mood on the Grandmaster team had hit rock bottom. All their hopes now rested on the final Grandmaster to compete. Diale Tam. Diale Tam, chef of an Asia's 50 best restaurant, a culinary icon. Her opponent was an equally formidable chef, Chen Wei. The twist: Chen Wei used to be Diale's sous chef. They were once mentor and mentee, master and apprentice. This showdown was personal. Their ingredient, a medley of wild mushrooms from Yunnan. Faced with this, Diale once again unleashed her trademark imagination. She was going to make a porcini Wellington. Instead of the classic duxelle wrapping the beef, she would reverse it, wrapping a whole porcini mushroom in beef, then encasing it in puff pastry and baking it to look like a giant mushroom. The vision was breathtaking. To deepen the flavor, she used local cured meats to create a savory, oily mushroom condiment, served alongside the Wellington. The entire dish felt like the forest itself, served on a plate. Chen Wei, knowing Diale's penchant for powerful flavors, decided to counter with a full mushroom tiramisu. She sortified various mushrooms for the savory filling, then blended Brazil mushroom powder with cocoa powder to dust the top. To completely reinvent a classic dessert using only mushrooms was an incredibly bold gamble. The final battle between these two titans began. Diale's porcini Wellington was a triumph. Flaky pastry, a mushroom that exploded with juice, and layers of flavor from the cured meats. The judges were in awe, but Chen Wei's mushroom tiramisu was a true revelation. A strange and wonderful dance of savory and sweet that created a flavor experience unlike anything they'd had before.